every day you should be thinking about where you're at and where you want to be. And then as cycle times come and go, right now I'm recording this September, wrapping up summer, going into that fall energy. And what I've noticed is I got energy that I make my bigger changes on the solstice as opposed to the equinox. Oh wait, no, it's the other way. It's the other way. I tend to make big plans and moves in the equinox instead of the solstice. And this being one coming up, and Halloween and that veil between the two realms, so to speak, for those that are into that thought. But yeah, this balancing of, as it was esoterically stated, spiritually stated, this balancing of the physical realm and the mental realm, or the ethers, or the spirit realm, etc., etc. This is when I make big plans. Now, as I said, I'm not forcing it. This is where whatever you practice, I say do what's natural to you. I'm talking about this has been my natural inclination, is that I've observed that when I get in a very focused mindset, it's usually around this time of year. Why is that important? Because you need to know yourself and you need to move the way you're supposed to move. Peace. Travis Soderwell. It's Pure Sound Daily Business. And moving how you supposed to move by knowing yourself. It's where you're at. Starting with where you're at internally. What your wants, what your needs, what your frustrations are, and what your challenges are. Beginning, walking it back a little bit. How have you been moving? And that's the big thought I've had this last week. And over the course of these months, and really the last 2 years, since saying I was going to start a coaching business. But even before that, since just saying, look, I'm not retiring from this goofy job. Otherwise, I'm going to have to unalive myself, because I know me. It'll drive me crazy if I just accept this life. So I wanted more. So starting with that knowledge and continuing to try different things. And even now, it feels like I'm making another pivot. However, the pivot we're making is when it comes to online coaching, just online presence in general, when it comes to the lead generation, when it comes to connecting with people, building relationships. I am as we say in the 12-step rooms, I am a attraction over promotion type of individual. Meaning I like to attract people to me. I like people that are attracted to me in the sense of my energy, what I'm bringing, all that good stuff. And how this is why the podcast fits me. Well, I fell right in. I'm like, I can do this every day. Can do this every day. This is for the people that ain't here yet. And I honor you all for being here. I'm grateful for you. As the numbers are building. You're obviously getting something out of this. So I honor you for that. You keep building, we keep building together. And that fits my style. We can get into personality type and all that. It's not going to be a deep demonstration into that. Just talking about knowing myself, my own style, my leadership style, how I wish to design my life, my lifestyle design, the model of life I want to live. I was listening to Alec Hormozy and $100 Million Leads. He was talking about contacting 100 people a day. So this wasn't forever. Maybe he did say forever, but the chapters that he was talking about was really to how to get up to $100,000 in your bank account. And just basically had to do things as fast as possible. And that shook me, to be honest. I'm like, man, I'm I'm not doing 1% of that right now, right? However, I started thinking about it, wrapping my mind around it. And of course, first you got to have 100 people to call every day. So there's the idea of course, this is classic. Any multi-level marketing anyone's ever been in, any sales that you've been in, I'm sure they said that. Open your phone. You should be contacting every person you know in your phone. Look on your social media. You should be contacting every person. So we have the numbers. So that's one thing to look at. But then, how can I do that? That's why I started asking. Because I don't have a bandwidth to do, as Coach Michael Burke calls it, hand-to-hand combat. Meaning 1-to-1. Meaning talking to one person at a time. I don't have the bandwidth for that. I ain't built like that. Again, knowing myself. And that's really what the struggle has been over the last couple of weeks is how do I connect with people? How do I build relationships? Not only for the business, but just for my life. You know, that's a big part of all of this. Yeah, we focus on money, business, talk about that. Achievement, leadership. Yeah, we want to be sane. We want to have relationships. We want to have good people. We want to have people close to us to share in the highs and the lows. Mutually, together, on both sides. I want to share in their highs and lows. I want them to share in my highs and lows. And not feel obligated. You know, be honored to be a part of it. I'm looking for that tight-knit group of people. You may be one of them. You may know one of them. Maybe you're going to introduce me to someone. You know, introduce a podcast to someone. And vice versa. Maybe I'm going to introduce someone to you. This is community building. And ultimately, we're looking at individual, family, community, organization, profit and non-profit, and nation building. So where are you at right now? You know, where I'm at is I'm looking at these things that I do need to build some skills, right? We gotta contact people. We gotta introduce ourselves. We gotta build relationships. We gotta do things that we don't want to do. But then on the flip side, I've been working on writing a book, and I told myself, I finally made a commitment. That, okay, this is what I'm going to do. Start off as a booklet, start off as slides and a presentation. I'm working with my team. This is behind the scenes stuff, right? But I feel so energized doing it. And I had to pause for a moment. I think the Most High that I noticed it, because sometimes I can miss things. That it was just, oh, this is what I love doing. This I find energizing. This I'm excited about. Okay, so how do I do this along with the other things that need to be done? So, know yourself. Pay attention to what energizes you, what keeps you in the game, what you enjoy, what makes you happy, what makes you feel happy, successful, lucky, and fortunate. And then, where are we at? What do we want? What do we need? What are our frustrations? What are our challenges? And how are we going to move forward to create the life, author the life of where we want to be? It's Travis Soto. Well, it's Pure Sound Daily Business. Peace.